Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. And by the video title, you know what this video is about. We break it down, of course, Najee Harris and Pat Freiermuth contract stuff. As you guys know, Najee Harris' 5th-year option is still available for the Steelers to pick up. And also Pat Freiermuth is last year of his deal. We're going to see about what the Steelers are going to do for his future and stuff. We're also going to talk about other topics as well, about Russell Wilson, about Justin Fields as well. So sit down, relax, and get into the show. Let's start off first, of course, with the main topic at hand is Pat Freiermuth and Najee Harris contracts. Now, if they don't get long-term deals, I think Najee will probably get a long-term deal, but Pat Freiermuth don't get a long-term deal. We can always see them, of course, maybe joining up, being a tag team like they once was a little bit, helping in AEW. But hopefully they can stay on the football field, and hopefully they can be, with the Steelers for a long period of time. I think you look at Pat Freiermuth, like numbers. 2021, he had 60 catches for 497 yards, 7 touchdowns. That was the most touchdowns he caught his entire career so far in the season. And then the following year, he put up 63 catches, 732 yards, 2 touchdowns. Now, after that year, we thought he was going to have a big time year, like 800 plus, 900 plus yards, 10 plus touchdowns. But in the last year that just passed, this past season, he had 32 catches, 308 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he got injured the game I was at in person against the Texans. He went out there and he was just not himself throughout the season. He got injured. He had a lot of hamstring injury that year. Had some concussions the years prior, his rookie season, his second year as well, and even last year too as well. He suffered a lot of different injuries, and he came back at that big game against the Bengals with 128 yards. But after that, he really didn't do a lot. So Pat Freiermuth have been kind of like up and down. His rookie season, we've seen potential with basically putting up 500 yards, 60 catches, and 7 touchdowns. And then the second year, you've seen more potential as well, but he kind of decreased a little bit due to the injury, most likely, of course, that played them throughout. So we'll see what the Steelers want to do with his contract, because he's on the last year of his deal. I don't know if the Steelers are going to look to extend him probably most likely after the end of the season, so hopefully he stay healthy so he can be able to get a good contract with the Steelers. They also have Darnell Washington, of course, so they might make Darnell Washington get in a bigger role this season, so we'll see what happens. Also, of course, Connor Hayward, another guy too. He's going to be on the radar a lot too. You can start utilizing him. Corey Patterson has lined up at running back, receiver, tight end. He's been everywhere around the field, kick return, punt return. So he's a guy who might be utilized a lot too as well. So the Steelers don't have to overpay for Pat Freiermuth to stay. They can always just say, you know what, we can just roll with other guys. Darnell Washington, Connor Hayward, Corey Patterson, who signed a 2-year deal. So we'll see what happens at the end of the season with Pat Freiermuth. I know we got a long way to go before the season even gets here. Of course, we got the draft coming up in a few weeks. So we'll see the situation what occurs with that. Najee Harris, now the 5th-year option, I thought the Steelers should either pick that up or they should sign Najee Harris to a longer-term contract. You look at Najee Harris on stats and numbers. He came in the same year as Pat Freiermuth. Najee put up 1,200 yards, 10 total touchdowns. In 2021, he put up 1,034 yards rushing, and then 10 touchdowns the following year after. And then this past season, 1,035 yards and 8 touchdowns. He's been very consistent. He has had no injuries that took him out of the games. He played with some injuries, but he never missed a game. I mean, knock with some wood. He never missed a game. Najee Harris has been playing tremendous football, powerful football, has been a driving force for the team and for his offense, has been the anchor on the team, and is going out there and just being game-changing. So having Najee Harris has always been great for us. I think he's been one of the best offensive players. You look at the touchdowns, 28 touchdowns. 28 total touchdowns he accounted for. Remember they said the past 2 years, the Steelers quarterbacks only put up 24 total touchdown passes. So Najee Harris have 28 touchdowns in 3 years, have been going out there and dominating, has been that driving force, that extra big time player on our offense. And you see our offensive line has been the best. 2021 it wasn't the best, and he still put up 200 yards and 10 total touchdowns. 2022 it was getting a little better, but it still wasn't the best. Last year they got a lot better too. He still had a good season. He had I think his biggest yards per carries as well. He was up there in sort of the longest runs in that season too. He was second on the list in 20 plus runs. And he also was up there, of course, in runs after contact. So Najee Harris is an amazing player. And he also is an Iron Man. So having a guy like that at the running back position to be an Iron Man where he's reliable and consistent and making big time plays, you love that too. So I think you look at the contract situations, really, you look at Barkley. Barkley got 3 years, $37 million, and then you look up to $46 million with some of his contract negotiations. And then you look at the fully guarantees he had, $26 million fully guaranteed. Then Swift had 3 years, $24 million, 15 fully guaranteed. So you kind of look at all those contracts, and you look at those guys who got paid some big money, and you look at Najee Harris. I think Najee Harris has a little leverage. He's looking at it like, hey, these guys like Barkley got paid more than me. Barkley is, of course, an explosive player. But I think Najee overall is a better running back because he's consistent. He don't get injured a lot. Barkley, of course, is more explosive. But if you looking at like the injury history and what Barkley has missed a lot of game, a lot of time, I think in the long run, Najee will be a better player. So Najee can look at that sense, but I've never been injured, I've never been hurt, so I should at least get more than Barkley. And then Swift as well. Swift had a pretty nice contract too with the Bears, 3 years, $24 million, $15 million fully guaranteed. So Najee should be in the rim of like getting at least more guaranteed money than those guys. So if I was Najee, I think a good offer will probably be around 3 to 4 years, worth $38 million to $40 million, with $27 million guaranteed. It gotta be more than what Barkley got. So at least $27 million fully guaranteed. And that actually be a deal that's friendly for the team and a deal that's friendly for the players as well, like that. The player Najee Harris as well, and give them security with the guaranteed money and also make the cap hit not too big each year. So I feel like the Steelers should do that. They don't want to pick the fifth-year option up unless they're going to wait out until the Najee contract fully end, then do it after the offseason. But I feel like they should do it now. It's always better to do it now because if you have a big monster year, then the following year going to be even more money you have to pay him. He's been very consistent on 3 straight seasons. So if he go out there and put up, let's say for instance, Najee put up like his best numbers, like 1,400, 1,500 yards, because the offensive line is getting better. And then you're going to have to pay him even more money. So I feel like the Steelers should get it done within this offseason. They want to help themselves, but also help Najee Harris because he's been a very big-time leader and big-time player for the team. So we'll see what happens. But my kind of realm of contract, I think it'd be 3 to 4 year, $38 million to $40 million, at least $27 million fully guaranteed to Najee Harris. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about that. Let's move on to the next section. The next section, we're gonna dive into some stuff about the Steelers' first pick. We've seen some news about the Steelers talking about getting a receiver, maybe, possibly, in the first round. Where's that card I have? Where's that card? Right there. There, right there. The classic Plaxico Bears card. Plaxico Bears. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Where is it? They're right there. Plaxico Bears. The Steelers haven't drafted a receiver in the first round, and what is it? It's been a while. It's been like almost 20 years, right? 20-something years. They drafted a receiver in the first round. Remember, of course, the Plaxico Bears, the signature card right there, the little rookie card right there. Plaxico Bears was a big-time target, big-time player for the Steelers. The Steelers eventually didn't keep him for a long run. They went out there and got rid of him. He won a Super Bowl with the Giants, had a good year with them too. He had a pretty good NFL career. But the Steelers haven't really drafted a receiver in the first round in quite some time. Juju Smith-Schuster was second round. I think Martavis Bryant was second or third round, right? In Clemson, he got out of Clemson. I think he was second or third round. And then Claypool was second round. I'm still mad about that pick too. Every time I talk about Claypool pick, I always think that we missed on Jalen Hurts. I was advocating for Jalen Hurts that year. I wanted us to get Jalen Hurts, and we took Chase Claypool, and he's not even on the team anymore. But that's a story for a different time. But who else? George Pickens second round as well. So still haven't really drafted some. And Antonio Brown, of course, you found a diamond in the rough. He was on I think fifth round or the sixth round like that. So he was way down there. So yeah, the last time the Steelers drafted number one receiver in the first round, I think it was Plaxico Burress. Yeah, so Plaxico Burress has been a big-time playmaker. He was a big-time playmaker for the Steelers that year. He had 1,000 yards and stuff, made some big plays. But I think the Steelers, they probably would not draft the first-round receiver this year because the receiving class is so deep, and you don't have to kind of go ahead and get one now like that. Unless you're going out there and get like a Marvin Harrison Jr., you traded up and got a guy like that. But you don't really need to do that. So I feel like the Steelers could wait to second round. I know Malachi Corley, like I mentioned before, I was advocating about Malachi Corley for weeks, for the past month. The Steelers they did visits with Malachi Corley. They also did visits with Ricky Paracel as well. Ricky Paracel from Florida, the big-time playmaker as well. Very shifty, very quick, savvy receiver, route runner. And Malachi Corley, very physical. Antonio Brown-esque, A.J. Brown-esque type of player. Get the ball in his hands. He go crazy when the ball is in his hands. Put his foot in the ground, can make plays. Good route runner as well, and plays for contact. So those two guys the Steelers has visited. So we're going to see what the Steelers do. They're not going to draft Ricky Paracel in the first round or Malachi Corley, but they could get those guys in the second round, maybe third round for Ricky Paracel too as well. So we'll see what happens. Malachi Corley's stock has been going up a little bit. So the Chiefs might be the ones looking to draft him. Never know what could happen if he's a first round pick, late first rounder. Hopefully he can fall to us. That'd be great. Jalen Polk is another guy too who's amazing. Very physical player. Great catcher as well. Contested catches. Good route runner as well. I think he's a deep threat, even though they say his speed was like a 4.5. I say that he wasn't that the fastest, but when you watch his game, his route running ability, he created a lot of separation and can get down the field with the best of them. So I think Jalen Polk will be a great guy from Washington. So yeah, it's a lot of different receivers to dive into. So yeah, so we'll see what the Steelers do when the draft time comes in a few weeks. The next one I have too is a story, a topic, is a crazy topic that I've seen. Big Ben Roethlisberger. One reporter said for Steel City Underground, Joe Kuzma, he said that Big Ben could come back. He wants to see Big Ben come back and make a return. I thought he was saying that make a return like to be like a coach or something, or like a quarterback coach, not like an offensive coordinator or a head coach, but a quarterback coach. You know, because he played the quarterback position before. Be a QB coach or assistant QB coach to work himself into it. But he's somehow like come back to be on the team. I was like, okay, man. I don't know if weed is legal in Pittsburgh, but if it's not, this guy is smoking some of it. Smoking some stuff or smoking something, because there's no way Big Ben at age 42 is going to come back to play football. I don't know, just like a he was just doing like a little story. I don't know when the story came out. It could be an April Fool's one. I know yesterday was April Fool's, and a lot of people like to do those little jokes for April Fool's. So maybe it's an April Fool joke. But if it's not, this is crazy. I'm like, Big Ben, stay home. 42-year-old Big Ben. His arm is barely holding on by a thread. He throw another pass, the arm might just fall off with the ball. So stay home, Big Ben. You're a legend. 6-time Pro Bowler, 2-time Super Bowl champion. Just stay home. Stay home. Do the footballing with Big Ben. You know, just chill and do your podcast. Pretty good podcast show and stuff. Stay home and do that. Maybe that story was the April Fool's prank. I'm hoping it was. But if not, you're crazy. The next one is Russell Wilson, QB job. A lot of people say Russell Wilson has a QB job to lose. I think Russell Wilson is going to do a good job in maintaining the starter spot. I think Justin Fields will take the reins after Russell Wilson spends a year here. I don't think Russell Wilson will return here. I think he'll have a good year here, but I don't think he's going to return after the season, because Steelers probably going to go the approach of just going young with Justin Fields and see what happens. So yeah, so I think Justin Fields will get a lot of hate. We see a lot of people saying that. I think Acho was saying that Justin Fields, he's not the best quarterback. He's this, he's that, he's trash. Well, he said he's trash, but he was saying like he's not good because he only had 2 game-winning drives and 40 games and stuff. But he played for the Bears. He played for the Bears. As soon as the game start, you're down by 10. You look at the scoreboard like, we just got in the arena. We already down by 10. It's the Bears. Come on, like Justin Fields in a new scenery with the Steelers, with a coach that actually believes in him, with personnel around him that's actually good. I think he can go out there and be a successful player. Sitting behind Russell Wilson for a year is going to help him out a lot. But let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. Your faith in Justin Fields. I have a lot of faith in him. I have faith in Russell Wilson as well. I think those guys are going to go out there and compete with the best of them. But that's all I got for the video today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content. I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.